if you're inspired to take action, if you're into helping others ease their suffering, that's fine. Your infinite self will still be inspired. But you're clearing out all the lies, stories, limitations, the judgments you have around all of that. Because none of that's going to be helpful. It's not going to help you be more effective in whatever action or inaction you choose to take based on what awarenesses you get from what you're perceiving at that time. So just ERICH it all. Every time you get triggered, ERICH it. Everything that's coming up for me right now, ERICH. That simple. Let it go. Another tool you can use, and I've found this one very powerful, is changing your philosophy from instantaneous judgment and categorization of people's actions, people's choices, what they're wearing, whatever it is. Instead of going into judgment and trying to figure it out and figure out all the reasons why they're doing it and if it's good or bad or right or wrong, just going to, ooh, that's interesting. It's interesting that they're choosing that. Be curious about it, even playful. Wow, those people are doing war? That's interesting. That person's yelling at their best friend right now? Ooh, that's interesting. Rather than that's so bad, mean, wrong, awful, and vicious. All that lowers your vibration and it takes you out of presence. Ooh, it's interesting that they're choosing that. Because if you stay in a state of neutrality, you get to allow all energies to flow through you. Without them taking you out of presence. You get to receive all of them. And when you receive all of them, it actually charges your energy up, excites your body. And that's where we're headed as we merge back into oneness with everything, is infinite receiving everything. The only way you can do that is if you're not judging it. So one way to do that is to just adopt a philosophy of, ooh, that's interesting. Interesting that they're choosing that. That's an interesting choice. That's an interesting hat. That's an interesting dress. Feel the lightness in that. And if you can't get to that if you can't get to that's interesting, do some clearings around it. If you think that person looks weird or they shouldn't be wearing that thing, everywhere I think they shouldn't be wearing that thing or that's wrong, right? ERICH. Oh, it's interesting that they're choosing that. And they get to continue flowing in their bliss, and you get to continue flowing in your bliss. As you continue down this journey, there may be things that come up for you that are stuck, that just aren't clearing. And that's when it's time to reach out to someone who can help guide you through that process of digging deep, uncovering what's underneath all of that's hidden from you, that they might be able to see, because I don't have the same points of view about things as you do. You don't have the same points of view about things as I do. And so you would be able to see things in me that I can't see, and I would be able to see things in you that you can't see. And that goes for everyone, everywhere. So if there's things that, are tormenting you, that just aren't shifting, that aren't going, that's when it's time to reach out to someone and help them guide you through it. I do personal sessions online. You can find out more information on that. I'll put a link in the description below. on my website. And just reach out for support, because it's important for our growth to not do it all on our own. It's also important to learn how to do many things on our own and do a lot of I'm going to say work. I want to change that. Do a lot of spiritual expansive play on ourselves, like clearing ourselves, healing, meditating, chanting, dancing, whatever it is that helps you raise your vibration. And it's also important to realize when there's something that you can't take care of yourself. If you've been working on the same thing for years, and it's not shifting, that's when it's time to ask for the help of someone else to help you get over the hump. So adopt a philosophy if that's interesting. Use the ERICH clearing tool. There'll be a link in the description to for more info on the ERICH tool. You can use that now that you've heard me run a clearing. You're able to run a clearing. Just allow yourself to be neutral about things. You know, people will tell you that's not the right way to live. They'll tell you that's wrong. They're like, how can you not be outraged about this? Rawr. They want you to be as angry as they are. Don't do it. In neutral. If you're neutral, you can be in your bliss, you can be in infinite awareness, and then you can choose from a place of infinite awareness rather than unconscious trigger, unconscious reaction. So everything, all that brought up for you, ERICH. Ritual reset. Okay. So, got a couple of classes coming up over the next couple of weeks here. Wednesday, the 25th, Quantum Abundance Activation. I'm super excited about that. We're going to activate your abundance in all your timelines, all timelines. This is going to be very powerful. Because what if you were, what if you had your abundance activated from the time you were born? All that can quantumly shift instantly for you. And now we're going even beyond that. What if, you had all the momentum from your previous lifetimes where your abundance was activated? You carry that over into this lifetime. Things can shift pretty quickly that way. The quantum abundance activation, and then Tuesday, October 31st, Halloween, we're going to do the quantum stress clearing infinite miracle healing certification class, where you get to learn how to clear the stress hormones from people's bodies, and also an energy process called infinite calm, which instantly brings you into calm and center, calms the mind, calms the body. Very powerful. Very helpful for going to sleep if your mind's racing. There's links to all of that below. If you missed classes, the replays will be available at those pages also. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. You sharing your light with the world inspires me, inspires everybody, whether they know it or not. The more light you embody, the more light all embodies. Thank you. Namaste.